Yo, butts and stuff. Hey guys, welcome to the week 3 recap. Before we get anything going, I do have a song I would like to dedicate to our trio of trash, if you will. That would be Wilson, iJams, and Rob. I've got a song I'd just like for you guys to hear real quick.
Three-time loser, it's all behind me now. Three-time loser, it's all behind me now.
But it's not behind you. You're gonna keep losing. I couldn't really think of a song about you guys sucking, but David Allen Coe, 3-time loser. It's actually a song. Fuck me. So anyways, congratulations on you guys absolutely sucking. Y'all are embarrassing. Welcome Zoe and Cooper into the video. They are making their butts and stuff debuts. I am a firm believer that both of them can manage a team better than the three of you guys could. 0-3. Y'all suck. Like I said, week 3 recap. Let's jump right out of the 0-3 crap and let's jump into the weekly MVP. Before we do that, we actually had 5 guys top 100 points this week. So nice job on the league. That's pretty impressive. I don't know the last time we had 5 guys over 100. That was Dan, Sam, Graham, Chuck, and then our weekly MVP was Thomas. Thomas put up 127.1. He had 4 players with 15 or more points and only had 1 player under 6. He got 55.8 points combined from Dalvin Cook and Todd Gurley at the running back position. So that's a hell of a showing by 2 players. And then he got 16 from his kicker. Kicker's going off this week. 2 consecutive weeks with 100-plus points for Thomas, so he's rolling a little bit right there. And we'll give complimentary MVPs to Graham, who had 118.4, and Chuck. Damn, dude. Who knew Chuck could be good at fantasy sports? He started hot last year and ended up sucking like we expected him to. So Chuck with 116.1. We'll give you guys complimentary MVPs, but Thomas, weekly MVP. On to the weekly dunce. It's going to be Rob. And Rob, I meant it very seriously when you said you looked at it and then noticed your team was trash. No, dude, we all knew your team was trash from the very start. The very start. You've sucked the whole time. Rob put up 48.4 points on the week. He had 7 players with less than 10 points, and he had 3 players under 2 points, including the Seahawks D, who put up -4. He only had 2 players with 10 or more, being that would be the other 2 that had less than 7. That's a stupid note for me to make. But they only had 13.7 in Matt Ryan and then 11.7 by Frank Gore. So if you look at that, with those 2 players, those are the only players that scored touchdowns on the week. Means he had 3 touchdowns on the week, 2 from Ryan, 1 from Frank Gore, and then 4 extra points from his kicker. So that's a total of 22 points scored football-wise by his team. And that was only good enough to beat 10 out of 32 teams who played this week, actual NFL teams. So your fantasy team wasn't even as good as most just normal football teams. So that's pretty damn embarrassing. Complimentary MVP to Lauren, who had 52.5. And without T.Y. Hilton, who put up 22.1, I'm sorry, 22.4. 20.4. I don't remember what he put up. My math sucks, but he put up a bunch of points. I think it says 32.1 without T.Y. Hilton. That feels wrong. I think I suck at math. Anyways, Lauren sucked this week too, so thanks for sucking, dude. Thanks for the win. Getting to the matchups. For the first one, Sam got his first win of the season over James, 106.6 to 93.9, and the no wonder it smells like that matchup. Mitch topped Rob 86.8 to 48.4, and this matchup sponsored by Charlottesville, Virginia. Matchup. Charlie just absolutely raped iJams, 116.1 to 65.5, and the hope you wrapped that thing up and showered afterwards matchup. That's for you, Chuck. I beat Lauren 77.7 to 52.5, and the Betty wished it was just the tip of those nails matchup. That was bad. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of anything else. But yeah, that's my racy comment of the week. I'm getting more and more like Dan every day. Moving on. Dan, speaking of, sent Will to 0-3. He beat him 100.1 to 81.8, and I can't decide which sounds more like an STD matchup. And then rounding out the week, big time shootout between Thomas and Graham. Thomas moved to 3-0, 127.1 to 118.4, and that happens too often for girls to call me a hurricane matchup. So that was the matchups on the week. I've done better on naming matchups, but I give you guys my all out here. If that's not enough for you guys, then make the damn video yourself. Let's jump into top scorers on the week. Tom Brady, top scoring quarterback for the second straight week for Graham. He put up 35.7 and 5 TDs. So just really, really showed out. Worth noting that Russell Wilson was the second scoring quarterback with 33.5, and he was nestled very nicely right there on Sam's bench. So good call, Sam. That's why you're 1 and 2. Dumbass. Top scoring running back was Todd Gurley for Thomas. He was number 2 last week, so 2 straight big-time showings by Todd Gurley. He had 32.9 against the 49ers, 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown on the week for him. Top scoring wide receiver was Stephon Diggs, 29.3 points, sitting very nicely on Wilson's bench. So good call there, Wilson. Again, while you're 0-3, man, you're a shitty manager, and nobody wants to be like you, period. Top scoring tight end. Hell, I heard enough about this. Mercedes Lewis. Sorry, I don't know who the fuck he is, James. Like, I don't follow the Jags. I never had him in fantasy, never knew he existed. Apparently he's been with the Jags for like 10 years, so thanks for that fact check, James. Maybe you should be the next Adam Scheffler. Mercedes Lewis put up 24.2 on 3 touchdowns versus Baltimore and London. So the 9:30 game proved very, very fruitful for Mercedes Lewis, who I don't think anybody in the world owned, but definitely on the waiver wire for us. Top scorer defense was 2 waiver wire defenses. First, the Redskins against the Raiders. They put up 16 points. And then the Saints versus our Panthers put up 15 points. I mean, Cam Newton literally looked like he couldn't start for most JV teams in the nation. Pretty embarrassing showing, so no surprise that the Saints were at the top of the list this week. Top scoring kicker was Matt Prater. Heard about James bitch about this too, man. Just all over the group me this week. James, I appreciate the participation, but I'd also appreciate it if you shut the hell up every now and again. Matt Prater, like I said, for Sam, 19 points. Stephen Hauschka also had 19, and he's on the waiver wire. So that's our top scores for the week. Not really anything interesting there, but it's just kind of a part of our video, and that's why we do it. Fuck off. Standings. We don't do this by divisions just yet, but we have 3 teams at each tier. Got 3 3-0 teams, which is Thomas, Dan, and myself. 3 teams at 2-1, which is Mitch, Graham, and Charlie. 3 teams at 1-2, Lauren, Sam, and James. And then 3 teams at 0-3. We already talked about our trio of trash with Wilson, iJams, and Rob. You guys suck. Can't even get 1 win. Pretty sad. So next week on the matchups, we'll drop at least 1 3-0 team when I play Dan this week. So unless some type of miracle happens, I don't think iJams has any fucking chance against Thomas. I don't see that happening. So we'll have just 2 3-0 teams at the end of this week if everything holds true. iJams, you're not going to win. So as much as it hurts me to say Thomas is going to be 4-0, that's how it's going to be. Chuck and Mitch will go at it. The old Snaggy Mountain rivalry will be revamped in fantasy football. Rob's going to try and save his season against Graham. Again, being how Rob's team has played so far, I don't foresee that happening. Sam and Will play. Honestly, who gives a shit? But go Sam. I'll root for fucking Saddam Hussein over Wilson. And lastly, James and Lauren both try to get their seasons back on track. In this matchup, go Lauren, because also fuck you, James. I hate your skinny ass. So that's our matchups for the next week. Awards. We'll jump into a couple awards that I've decided on this week. Hadn't given a gift of the week so far this season. I hadn't thought anything was very deserving. But this week, gift of the week is going to go to Graham. The pineapple's Graham, perfectly timed, very well used. The whole salty comment before. You don't have any future as a comedian whatsoever, but you were funny once. So gift of the week, congratulations there, buddy. Useless piece of shit award. That's not even going to say of the week. It's just useless piece of shit to James. Good job, buddy. I think you just get that award. I won't ever give that to anybody else. You're the most useless piece of shit we have. So go you. Other notes on the week, Sam. If you do not change your damn team name, I'm going to forfeit every win you have with that team name. change it before we play tomorrow night. So you better watch the damn video. Before games start tomorrow night, you better have a new team name and a new team picture. I want it all new. It's your team, not David's team. If I wanted David to be in the league and have that shitty team name in the league, David would still be in the league. Change your damn team name. Charlie just had to go researching about the SAT. Leave it to Charlie to Google if you can still register for the SAT. The shit could have gone on all year. But nonetheless, the SAT or the ACT will happen. If I have to purchase the test, I've got family and administration and public education. I will find a way to get that test. So the SAT or the ACT is still happening. Don't think that punishment's not going to happen. James, on another thing of James, James speaks and types English like it's his 19th language. Dude, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why you can't speak or type. But you need to do better because you're really just embarrassing yourself. And what I would suggest is if you can't speak or type the English language, just shut the fuck up. That's especially if I was 1 and 2 with the losses you've had. I think I would be shutting up pretty damn quick. But you can remain the butt of all of our jokes. Moving past that, had a blast at Tiki Tailgate. Great seeing everybody this past weekend. I hate the ones that couldn't join us. Those people being James and iGems. I hate, and Thomas. I'm sorry, I forgot about Thomas as well. I hate you guys couldn't join us, but I understand you have your own lives. I know iGems getting here would have been like 17 canoe rides. And I don't know what that cost in Zaboomafoo dollars, but I don't think it would have been worth it to have seen us. So great seeing everybody. Glad we all got to get together for a little bit. Hope we can eventually get the whole 12 group together and do something. I'm not going to be long on this, but I am going to give my little spiel on the anthem. Our refusal as a country to respect the beliefs of others, and that's both sides. Yeah, people have a right to be pissed off at them not kneeling at the anthem. They don't have a right to not understand why, but they have a right. Just as much as I believe they have a right to kneel for the anthem and stand up for something they believe in. So there's my 2 cents. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it happened in the NFL. It was such a big thing in the NFL this week. I'm going to say something about that. Feel free to open up a message board or something if people need to get stuff off their chest. I think our group would be much more receptive than Facebook or Twitter or wherever else people feel the need to vent and put things out. I know I'm guilty of it sometimes. But yeah, it's a really good place for us to have open discussion. We've got a really open-minded group of 12 guys here. So I think a conversation is always nice. So league's open to that. Back to hating all of you. A lot of really intriguing matchups on the week for week 4. Season's shaping up pretty interesting to be evened out 3-3-3-3. Kind of neat. Nobody's season's dead unless you're Rob. Rob, you don't have a chance, man. You better start paying some people off for some players, or you're destined to just be in last place. But best of luck this week. Hoping our Panthers can get their shit together. Cam just looks tired. I don't really know what's going on there. Hit the waiver wire up. One note: I'm not sure how Thomas had waiver priority over me to get the Packers defense, but so yeah, dude, you continue cheating your way through the whole thing. Zoe and Cooper both say goodbye. You say bye. Say bye. Cooper, you say bye to everybody? Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching the video. We're just going to get longer as we go. Fuck you guys. Hope you all lose.